Thank you for coming in today, Karen. I'm Linda Ventura, the founder and president of Thomas's Hope Foundation, and I'd love to introduce Karen Reese, who is our expert on doing the education series surrounding substance use and recovery. We at Thomas's Hope value the health and well-being of the family. It is pivotal to the health and well-being of any family unit. Karen, why don't you tell them what you cover?
Sure. Thanks, Linda. So it's a 6-week series, as Linda mentioned, and it keeps repeating, so you can join at any time, and I believe we're going to include the link in the post. In week 1, we talk about the impacts of addiction on family members and how they tend to organize around the addiction because everybody's impacted and they're really trying to reduce their stress, but they get into behaviors that are ultimately disconnecting and further, supporting addiction. They develop rigid roles and rules that are not helpful. So we like to point those out through education. And then in week 3, that's week 1 and 2, in week 3 we cover boundaries, how important boundaries are to reclaim proper roles and organize around recovery. So we really go into what proper boundaries are and how to set those and how to communicate effectively. In week 4, we talk about the neurobiology of addiction, which explains to family members how the brain is literally hijacked. They'll better understand in layman's terms the interplay between the midbrain and the frontal cortex and how that brain looks at drugs and alcohol as survival, and how in week 5, proper treatment and support for recovery, we look at healing the brain, what's needed, what are the components needed for a good recovery. And in week 6, we look at relapse prevention, how to stay on track. It's a developmental model. It involves maturing through the stages of development that were arrested as a result of substance use or trauma. So that's a very quick overview of what's covered in the 6 weeks.
And again, when we heal a family, we've done a really great job. Whether or not the identified person in that family seeks help or not, the rest of the family is deserving of a healthy life.
That's right. And empowerment. The family is empowered through the process. Education is knowledge is power. Yes.